Alright, this is my screen install attempt. I'm going to be trying to do this live with minimal editing, so bear with me. But I have here my very wonderful ASUS laptop. It is a model UL50VT, ID38, blah 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 blah. It's pretty much stock. I have installed a solid state drive, but it's getting up in age, and I've noticed that lines tend to develop vertically on the screen that I can get to go away by pushing on various spots where they originate from at the bottom. So I'm assuming that a screen replacement is in order, and very nicely I was able to order a matte screen, which I would greatly prefer to the stock gloss screen. So we're going to start with opening the box to see what wonders and goodies we have shipped to us. And there is the new screen, covered with a nice protective label. It says don't touch. Alright, well, I will attempt not to touch that during this process. Set that aside, and there's nothing else in there, so that is all. Step 2, we're going to be unscrewing the screen and figuring out how to get that off. But first, let's shut down the computer. Got a precision screwdriver set that I hope will be enough to get this done. Now that it's off, we will unplug it. And just for safe measure, we are going to pop the battery out. Alright. So I'm just going to assume that there's screws behind all these things and go around and unscrew them. So I'm assuming that there's still screws under here, but I don't know how to pop these things out. So let's try a small flathead screwdriver and see if we can get under there maybe. Oh, yeah, there we go. I don't know how we're going to get those back on and have it look half decent. But I'm not as worried about the looks as I am the functionality. I can always put stickers or something over them later on, right? Stopped recording there because I was trying to figure this out, but it is actually pretty easy. You just wedge a screwdriver in there, and then once you get your fingernail on it, you run across, and these all pop off somewhat easily. You just, kind of have to judge for yourself how much pressure you're willing to put on it. It does kind of sound like it's snapping a little bit, but I'm sure the screws will hold it on when I get back done with it again. The sides definitely did not come off as easy as the top and the bottom. And I'm going to be extra careful with this corner down here since it is cracked. I'm still trying to get this last screw out of there. There we go. Now it comes off very easily. Well, that's good. We'll set that aside. Looks like the screen has 4 screws here holding it in, as well as some tape over the do not touch portions holding the cable in place. Despite the broken bezel, the actual hinge mechanism looks pretty solid, minus the screw holder plastic bit that is broken off back here. But the hinge itself seems nice and solid, which I am happy to see. I'm just going to pull that tape off as well. Looks like it's got some sort of ribbon that goes back there. Oh, it's just a barcode, probably identifying the cable manufacturer. And gently pull away. Ooh, that was way too easy. Looks like there's another piece of adhesive or something holding that to the back of the screen. And then if you see on here, there is a piece of tape here on the back of the screen holding the video cable connector in place. I'm attempting to peel off. Ooh, that is really strong tape. I did not want that sucker coming off. Alright, so that is removed and the old screen is out. Alright, we are on to the next stage. We've got the cable, and we're just going to plug it right back into the connector on the back of this thing. That's pretty obvious. Taking care not to touch where it says don't touch as much as possible. Putting that adhesive back on there. Not sure how solid that is. May go back and reinforce that with some more tape. Put that back on where it was attached to the monitor before, outside of the do not touch area. And I'm going to slide that in there and try to mount. Each one of these corners has a little plastic post to hold it in place before you get to the screws. Put the screw on each corner. And now what I'm going to do, just to make sure that this works, is I'm going to put the battery back in. I'm going to do a bench test, if you will. Pull the screen forward far enough to get the battery in. And connected. Plug it in just in case. Power on. That's a good sign. I like it. And we're back. Some JB Weld later, a little bit of Sharpie to fix it up, and some duct tape. And we are in business to finish this screen install. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, double check that we are secure on the screen. It's still tight. I'm going to pull off the magical screen protector very slowly and carefully. Oh, it looks glorious. Beautiful surface. Probably going to speed this up as well. Glorious, 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 glorious. Nice matte screen to replace the stock glossy one. Going to position this back over where it goes. Now it's lined up. Going to try and snap it back into place if any of those snaps are still around. Ah. And now for the screws. I'm going to start with the hinge screws. And beyond that, we just got to put all these little stickers and such back in place if you still have them, if you so desire them. If you don't care if there are screws showing, it doesn't really matter. These are all just kind of cosmetic. I guess the ones at the top are a bit of a bumper to protect the screen. And voila! Bezel looks good all the way around. Maybe a little bit more. That's not going to snap together there because of all the extra duct tape and such, but it feels much more solid. Turns on. Works beautifully. I am very happy with it. Well, I guess that's it. A much easier project than I anticipated. All it takes is a number 0 or so Phillips screwdriver, maybe a small flathead to use as prying until you can get your fingernails under it, and about 5 to 10 minutes of time.